Hey guys, Michael here with Michael's Minutes for June 2024. Starting a series of videos about little things and having large impacts. And today's video is going to be about hand position and grip when either pulling from the ground or hanging and pulling into, say, a pull-up or a ring pull-up or some kind of muscle-up position. Hand position is super important. It can be, what it does is it changes something from using your small muscles in just your arms to your large muscles in your entire back and upper body. So I'm going to talk about here, I'm going to use this ring to demonstrate. So when we grab anything pulling from the ground or hanging from anything, we don't want to just hang on by our fingertips, like this kind of neutral grips. Notice my knuckle position, it's on this side of the bar. What I want to do is actually set up like that. This is called a meaty palm. I'm quoting Pamela Gagnon on this. I like that term. She introduced it. When you have a meaty palm, you're able to um, recruit larger muscles into anything that you're pulling, that you're trying into any pulling movement that you're doing. So with that, I can now press down with my full lat. See it from the front there. See it here. I'm able to use the lats, and my arm is now in a position of strength and leverage, and great leverage with it. When I extend my wrist and I'm here, so you can see there's already a bit of a break in there. So when I start to press down, what tends to happen is this, and then my bicep tries to do all the work versus the larger muscles that are my lat. So I'm going to demonstrate this in a couple of different places. First, the ring row. Then we're going to look at the pull-up bar. Then we're going to look at the um, uh, high rings, and then we're going to look at the barbell. Sound good? Oh, you don't have a choice. You're watching my video. Here we go. So, looking at the ring row. So, when we do a ring row, what we try to do is simulate or emulate um, higher skill movements, and we start that with our hand position. So, I grab the rings. First thing I want to do is turn my knuckles in, like we showed before. This is going to allow me to have a lot more leverage on the rings so I can actually press through the pulling movement, not just pull. So I'm here, I'm going to lean back, and from there you'll be able to see, hopefully, that I can press down. I'm going to change the camera angle just a hair so you guys can see a little bit better. All right, so I lean back here, and with my hands in that kind of meaty palm position, I'm able to press with these straight arms. If I want to complete the ring row, I'll press and then pull to here. Now, if I don't have that grip, watch, I'm going to exert the same amount of energy, but I'm going to have this straight wrist position. So my hands are no longer, I'm kind of hanging on my knuckles. As soon as I press down, my lats are doing the same thing, but I don't have any leverage, so my elbows bend, and now my biceps are the major movers of this. It's not what I want. I want to be able to use my larger muscles. So turn my hands over, press down, pull in, and I'm able to use my lats. Look at the pull-up bar. So coming over here, we're going to check out what happens on the pull-up bar. So right here, a lot of times you'll see people hang from the pull-up bar and they're just using their fingers. You can do a pull-up from here, great, but you're missing a lot of your maximum capacity because all you're using are biceps and maybe a little bit of your back, and you're hanging on by your fingertips. So move this to a slightly better spot. All right, so rather than hang from here, again, turn my hands forward. Knuckles are pointed forward. Bottom knuckles are on top of the bar. From here, it goes from a strictly pulling movement to a press down and pulling movement. So I'm going to press down on the bar, and then I can actually activate more of my lats as I'm pressing down. With that, let's see if I have this in me right now, I can actually continue that press into a muscle up in a strict method. So by pressing down on the bar that way, I never have to move my hands. So I go from pressing down, 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 to then pushing up, 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 all in one motion by having the right hand position. Not easy, but impossible without that grip. I try that with just a neutral grip. Elbows are in front of the bar just because of where my hand position is. Same goes with the kipping muscle up. We're pressing through rather than pulling to. See if you guys can see my hands when I do this. So when I jump into it, I'm going to be pressing down on the bar versus trying to pull into the bar. All hand position. If I hang on underneath, doesn't matter how hard I kip, my wrist position will be incorrect. Will make it very hard to get over the bar. Right there. Rings, high rings, same thing. Doesn't necessarily have to be a false grip. It just has to be a grip that you can press down through. So if you watch my hands, they'll be like this for the whole movement versus hanging on below. I'll start with just a couple of kip swings. You can see my hand position. And then I just get a little bit bigger. And I transition into a press. But my hand position practically didn't move. Again, there versus there. And the last thing is the barbell, pulling from the ground. So we always say keep the bar close. One of the ways, easiest ways to keep the bar close is your hand position. If you curl your knuckles into you, same wrist position as we had on the bar and on the rings, that bar by necessity stays close. But if you have a limp, extended wrist, you get yourself in a position where you have to chase the bar. So from here, my deadlift, you grab the bar. This is my neutral grip. This is my curl. This is my meaty palm grip. Stays close. Just changing it a little bit right there. You probably saw some difference in my body mechanics. Clean, so it really comes into play. Turning in, eyes are up. Bar stays close the entire time. If I try to clean without that curled, that flexed wrist, it may turn into a reverse curl. I'm here, and just coming off the ground, I'm already in a worse position. Same goes for the snatch. On my snatch, curling the bar in, just turn the barbell a little bit so you can see better. Here, before I go, turn. There, bar stays close. Hand position neutral. So I have not curled my wrists in. It went out in front of me a little bit. It's subtle, but it's a small change that makes a big difference, especially when we start to add load, start to add complexity. The trick is start training hand position on the simpler movements now, so that when you get to the more complex movements, you don't have to relearn. That's all I got for you today. Michael's Minutes. Hope you liked it. If you did, like and subscribe. If not, just keep it to yourself. Thanks.